There was a chick, I had my hand in the middle of her ass cheeks. She went, my shit just vibrated. She just laid the biggest fart. And I just slid my hand like, ah. Like I said, I'll never forget my story with Dead or Alive. So I had this homie that just swore up and down he could body me in Dead or Alive. I just kept doing this one move. He's like, is that all you gonna do, nigga? You just gonna keep cheating? He's like, you a lame ass nigga. And I just kept saying, unfadeable Bruce, unfadeable Bruce, unfadeable Bruce, unfadeable Bruce, unfadeable Bruce. I used to have a chick. Well, she was my ex, but she had got married and had hella kids. She used to sneak out from church to bang me. Threw it back, succulent top, creamy vash, creamy backshots. Yeah, I took that. Bro, I'll never forget when I thought I was gonna get candy paint. I went to One Day Auto Body and Paint. When I tell you I got that whip back and it was the same color, I brought that shit back to work. Like, that ain't fucking candy paint. Ah. I'll never forget when the 16s came out. Of course, my mom wouldn't buy them for me. And my first pair of J's were a pair of 15s, the blue and white ones. I'm walking to the school and, you know, I'm like, what? You know, walking, I thought I was sick. I was like, yeah, all right, so what you guys think? They was like, I thought you said you got the new J's. They all looked at each other and started laughing like, oh. Guys, did I ever tell you the story about the gutter water? I think I was like 8 years old. I was very shy. I wouldn't ask for shit. If I was hungry, I'd starve, all of that type of shit. It was in summertime. I was so fucking thirsty and I was hot. And I just put my face over the gutter like, yeah, Houston came up with the Mike Jones shit, stuff like that, but Houston didn't have that big of an impact at all to hip hop in the 2000s than Atlanta did. It was just like they had the quick little candy paint, you know, they had like their little candy paint run, and then that was kind of it. Yeah, a little short run. Had everybody want to get candy paint. Bro, I'll never forget when I thought I was going to get candy paint. I had this little bullshit ass car. And I kept telling my homie, I was like, man, I'm about to get candy paint from One Day Auto Body and Paint. He's like, nigga, you can't get candy paint from One Day Auto Body and Paint, nigga, I'm telling you. I was like, nigga, if I'm paying $3 for the paint, I could get candy paint. We just kept going back and forth. Long story short, I went to One Day Auto Body and Paint. Now everybody knows that's the most bullshit paint job you can get. I went to One Day Auto Body and Paint. Paid $3 for the most top tier package. I think it came with 3 clear coats, everything. When I tell you I got that whip back and it was the same colors that I fucking dropped it off, my shit was not candy paint, bro. They used to roast my paint so bad. I brought that shit back to work. It was like, where's the candy paint? Blah, blah, blah. I was like, right here. They're like, that ain't fucking candy paint. Ah, they was like, look at the bumper not even. Yeah, so I never got candy paint. So blame those niggas for that. Candy painted One Day Auto Body and Paint was never gonna be a thing. Dr. Tainted, thank you for the bits as usual. I appreciate it, thank you. Do I play Dead or Alive? I can. Like I said, I'll never forget my story with Dead or Alive. So I had this homie that just swore up and down he could body me in Dead or Alive. He's like, man, if we play, I'ma fade you. I got combos, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I'm sick, I'm bodying motherfuckers. Anybody that come through, I'm fucking them up. I was like, all right. So I was like, all right, I'm about to go over such and such's house. Did you want to come through? Bring Dead or Alive. He's like, all right, I'm gonna bring it. So I played him with the Bruce Lee character, and I just kept doing this one move, spacing him out and doing this one move. He's like, is that all you gonna do, nigga? You just gonna keep cheating? I said, and I just kept saying, unfadeable Bruce, unfadeable Bruce, unfadeable Bruce, unfadeable Bruce, unfadeable Bruce, and I just kept repeating it over and over and over again, and just kept giving him the sidekick. He's like, you a lame ass nigga. He's like, you a lame ass nigga. Yeah, so that didn't go so well. We was arguing. All I said was unfadeable Bruce over and over and over and over and over again. That's all I kept saying was unfadeable Bruce. And I just kept doing the same move. Yo, I used to be pissing people off in fighting games in the neighborhood. Like, I'll never forget the story when I was playing 2K. I forget which 2K it was. And I was just busting threes. I was playing with the Cavs. This when LeBron was OP on the Cavs. I was playing with the Cavs. And I kept driving in on like 5 dudes dunking. I just kept driving in the hole on like 5. You know, shit you can't do in 2K now. So the dude figured out a way to get my LeBron out. He kept holding the charge button. So he fouled out my LeBron. And I was like, you know what? I was like, damn, that's how you gonna do it? I said, you was getting bodied in the hole, so you just gonna foul up my LeBron? He's like, yeah, I'm a father channel, blah, blah, blah. So long story short, I just told him, this is what pissed him off. I said, anybody that listens to Soulja Boy has no swag. That shit lit something off in his head. He must have got up, because he's like 5 foot something. He got up. He's like, say I ain't got no swag again. He's like, say I ain't got no swag again, nigga. He's like, say I ain't got no swag again. I was like, bro, like, I ain't trying to do this. I was like, we don't need to do this. Just let it go. Because he would just keep playing Pretty Boy swag over and over and over again. He got hot, though. Girls saw my dick with that Pretty Boy swag. Pretty boy. He just kept playing that shit over and over and over again. Am I still friends with him? Yeah, I'm still friends with him. Time for battle. Now I'm saying usually females do sleep streams because they're hoping that they could catch her farting or something like that. You know? You know, creep shit. Like, why else would you want to watch a chick sleep? I'll never forget. This was like 2018, right? There was this chick that I've been knowing for hella years. We just got finished smashing and everything. She's one of those chicks. She was like, she ended up having a couple of kids, got her titties done, got her ass done, had the whole fake body. And for some reason, I just could not find her capital C. I was looking for it. It's like, I don't know, it's so small, it's like I couldn't find it. Anyways, long story short, we did our session, this and that. She sleep ass naked. I had my hand in the middle of her ass cheeks, resting in the middle of her ass cheeks. She went, my shit just vibrated. She just laid the biggest fart. And I just slid my hand like, I was like, oh shit. Do I tell her? It was a giant ass fart. I'm thinking like, man, she must have been holding that shit in the whole time. Went over there to bang and watch Love and Hip Hop. Australian chick. That shit definitely was like the loudest fart I ever heard from a chick. No, nigga, I left the E. coli residue on my hands. Come on, bro. She had this big fake ass. And, you know, her cheeks. And I had my hand resting right in between, like, if it was on, you know, right on her actual asshole, like, but, yeah. My hand vibrated. I was like, and she was just oblivious. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's how I know a lot of you dudes are creeps. Because the first thing you're thinking about is how a chick's fart smells. I don't know. I dashed off into the bathroom, so I didn't smell anything. But I keep telling you guys, one of the stankiest farts I ever smelled came from a chick. You know, we were in my room chilling. She went, take off her pants, got ready for bed, went psst. I heard it. And I looked at her and she's like, what? So what, I fucking farted? What? That had to be these... Bro, that was the stankiest fart ever. It was so stanky I got mad, bro. I said, did you just fucking fart? She's like, so? I was like, that shit fucking stinks. She's like, I don't smell anything. She just started laughing. I said, that fart fucking stinks, bro. I was like, open up the window. I didn't even want to breathe it in. I was pissed. Yeah, see, the thing is, like, a lot of dudes, you think women are so dainty and cute. They never fart, they never shit. That's why that chick was able to sell farts in a jar, because most guys can't imagine like a good looking chick just seeping one out of her ass, but they are human beings. So yes, women do have raunchy, big ass, stinking farts, probably worse than dudes. Their insides are different. They got different mechanics. Yeah, so I'm thinking from my experience, chicks' farts be worse. Like that vegan chick that I used to talk to years ago. The stankiest farts and most crazy farts ever. I had to end it with. After that, I was mentally tapped out. Yeah, Ferris, you already heard that story. A lot of you on Twitch haven't heard that story. But I was dating this like vegan, goth, punk, rocker, earthy chick one time. I had no business fucking her, but she was different. So I was like, cool. She farted in front of me one time. Some of you know it, some of you don't. She farted in front of me one time. She's like, oops. She's like, is that cool, bro? I said, yeah, you know what? It's cool. She had fire, good top, everything. I was like, squirted, all that. I said, cool, no problem. I said, anytime you get a fart around me, I'm not tripping. That was the biggest fucking mistake I ever fucking made. She started farting in front of me 24/7. She never let up after that. She was like, she's like, I'm sorry. She's like, yeah, I had a lot of fiber today. It was this one time we just got finished from a crazy session. Thank you, welcome to the covenant. We got finished from a crazy double back session. She went in there to do her dishes, was cooking up some vegan food. When I tell you this chick was standing at the goddamn sink, just farting up a storm. She's like, oh my God. She's like, I had so much fucking fiber today. And she just would not stop farting. It was just like a cloud of just stank ass, like just popcorn nasty ass fart. Them shits was just rumbling out of her fucking ass. I was just like, I said, all right, I gotta head home. Yeah, I'll never forget that. I never had a chick just consistently blow back farts back to back. Any chick ever want to pay me for sex? Yeah, there was this one particular time where this girl, I went down to fuck her, and I tried to leave the hotel room before she woke up. So I like crept out. No, I would never post that on social media. I crept out, and like she called, and she's like, oh my God, did you just fucking leave without fucking me again? I was just like, yeah, I had to go. She's like, just please, she's like begging me for like at least 30 minutes on the phone. She's like, I'll give you $20, just let me suck your cock for 20, blah, blah, blah. I was like, are you serious? I said, don't ever say that again. I said, that's a complete turn off. Do not offer me money. She's like, please, just like, I'll pay you to fuck you. Like, just please fuck me again. I was like, yo, I said, I just told you, don't offer me sex for money. Just don't do that. You said, Cap, just because your life sucks, don't mean that my life sucks. Get that ass bang. Get the fuck out of here. This nigga gonna say, Cap, because you mad because no woman on earth would ever offer to fuck you. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I would never tell a fake story. He said I'm racist for saying, how the fuck I'm gonna be racist when I'm a nigga? Like, I walk around black. I'm telling you, my experiences as a black man I always have dealt with malpractice and foulness from my own ethnicity. I'm not telling you this because I'm racist. I'm telling you my motherfucking experience. So because I tell you my past experience dealing with my own kind, that does not make me a racist. I'm telling you my experience. And my experience is you really don't, you should never trust doing business with niggas if you're a nigga. Now, put it like this. See, a nigga will fuck you over when you're black. You guys are both black, he'll fuck you over, right? You know how niggas always think they could get something for free, get a homie hook up, you know, because you guys both are black. You guys both share that heritage. But he's not gonna have a problem, or she's not gonna have a problem paying another ethnicity for service. Because They already know there's no homie hookup, there's no my brother. There's none of that shit when you're dealing with another ethnicity. If I was a black engineer, right? And I was mixing everybody's songs and all that type of shit. Mixing rapper songs. You know how many fucking people would probably ask me for free hookups? Come on, man, I get you some bad bitches. I got the hookups on that coke. I got the hookups on that Percocets. But if I was like any other fucking ethnicity doing the engineering, I guarantee they wouldn't fucking ask me for no hookups. Like I said, man, just from my experience, period, nigga, from being a middle, just being from like, what's the earliest year I got fucked over by a nigga? 3rd grade. Thought this nigga was my friend named Arthur. He'd be like, yo, can I copy off your test? I'd be like, the answers are probably wrong, but he's like, man, you smart. I ain't tripping. Like, let me just copy. Shit, can I come over, like, play some video games with you? Thought the nigga was my friend. This is the first time I ever got schemed by somebody black. Thought, you know, the world is green. I'm oblivious. And, you know, I'm thinking I got a new friend. Come over my house. I told you guys this story before. He came over my house but brought over some other hoodlum ass nigga. Nigga was drinking up all my mom's ocean spray drinks. Eating up all the waffles. Pouring all the syrup all over it. I didn't know what to do. I was a kid. My mom came home like, what happened to all the food? What did Arthur say? It was my homie that was here that did it. Right? I was like, yeah, it was him. My mom knew I was lying. Now, what happened when both of them niggas left? She said, all right, you gotta go home. She was like, tell your friend to leave. She's like, you gotta leave. Leaves. Now I can't find my Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. I can't find this. I can't find that. And for the longest time, I just felt retarded or oblivious because, like I said, once I got older, and I didn't think about this shit for years, but I think once I got 15 or some shit, and I thought back to when I was a kid, I was like, damn, them niggas stole my games. Yeah. Them niggas stole my games. And then I started putting 2 and 2 together when I would be missing shit from letting black kids in my house and shit like that when I was a little black kid. And all them niggas stole my shit. I'll never forget. There was this one dude I knew since I was like 13, right? I was staying in these apartments. My sister comes in with his sister. She's like, bro, she was like, my sister has a older brother that you guys could be friends. I'm playing with my toys and shit, you know, playing with Venom and Spider-Man, making them do kicks and roundhouses. Yeah, I was still playing with toys. I was this young. Fucking. Fast forward, I've been knowing the nigga for years. Fast forward to when I had my first apartment. Mind you, we stayed cool for years. One day he gets out of a group home and he's like, my nigga, can I please stay over there for a couple weeks? Blah, blah, blah. Ask your mom if I could stay. Wait, hold on. This is before I moved into my first apartment. He was like, can I please stay at your house for 2 weeks? I just got out of group home. I'm stressed out. Ask your mom if I could stay there, crash for 2 weeks. I said, all right, for sure. I asked, my mom said, yeah, because she had a soft spot for him. He was like one of those Blake Griffin blacks. But he was still black. His mom was ghetto. Dad was white. Dad wasn't around. I never told this story, so how the fuck you gonna remember? So fast forward to when I got my first fucking apartment. Now, mind you, I did favors for these niggas, everything. I remember ever since I was young as hell, I always try to find ways to hustle, and these niggas would take shit out of my closet, take my snacks. Talking about, oh, I put $0.25 at the top of your, I put $1 at the top of your dresser. Fast forward to when I had my first fucking apartment. What's the nigga do? Call me with another sob story. Yeah, my nigga, my grandma tripping. Like, all I'm trying to do is just... Shut the fuck up, pussy ass nigga. You paid me to say that. Now look in the mirror and tell yourself you're a worthless ass fucking nobody. But so I had my first spot. He's like, yeah, my nigga, you think I could just like stay over there for a little bit? My grandma tripping. I got my EBT card. Like, I could buy my own food. Shit, like, I'm not even really asking for that. I just want to crash on the floor. I was like, all right, yeah, I got you. You know, it was my apartment. After the 2 weeks was up, you know, because here my style had changed by then. I was wearing SBs and shit now. But I still had a gang of shoes. After the nigga left, well, on his way out, I gave him 13 pairs of shoes. Not no cheap shit. 13 pairs of shoes, forces, all that shit. 13 pairs. The nigga was walking out like he was juggling boxes of shoes. Like 7 pairs of pants. Hella shirts. Nah, this ain't, I didn't tell the story about my friend stealing shoes because didn't nobody steal shoes from me. And try again. Fast forward, I think it was early, and I've seen him on the streets and everything since then. Everything seemed to be cool. I was on one of his cousin's profiles on Facebook. This is like sometime in 2019, late 2019. I click on his profile, I was like, damn, I haven't seen this nigga in a minute. Click on his profile. The nigga removed me from Facebook. Now, mind you, I did this nigga favors literally since adolescent years. I go to DM like, yo, bro, everything cool? I seen you remove me on Facebook. Just left my message on red. Also, what you guys gotta understand is a lot of people are jealous of me from my past. Which is why I don't talk to nobody from my past. Nah, he didn't block me, he just left my shit on red. I put up a video. Now this is recently. I put up a video of me bench pressing on an incline. What was it? I forgot how much it was. It was like 3 plates with something else. I think it was just 315. I put up a video benching 315 on Instagram. For those of you guys that seen it. You know, my fan base leaving cool comments and everything like that. Who comments talking shit? 315 on the incline. It was a PR for me. Who you think commented talking shit? Now, out of everybody that complimented me, the person that commented and talked shit was my own fucking cousin. Now, a lot of niggas from my past that know me IRL, they have like some sort of hate for me or something. I don't know if they see all the shit online, they think I'm the shit, which I do think I'm the shit. But why are you gonna be mad at me because I'm not the same quiet kid I used to be? I didn't even think it was a big deal. I thought he was just talking like family shit. He was just like, yeah, he's like, I see you benching that, but he's like, that's not nothing. What's your squat game like? I was just like, shit, I mean, I could post a video on my squat game. He's like, nah, I'm cool. He was like, yeah, keep being fake, blah, 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 like such and such, and you a hater. I said, what? I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? And I'm reading it, I'm like, what does this nigga talk about? Like, I haven't seen this nigga in like 13 years or some crazy shit. 10 years, something crazy. Not that damn long. I don't know, what year was it? 2013 or some shit? Haven't seen the nigga since 2013. So the same nigga that you thought you knew from 2013, I'm not the same version of myself from 2013. The nigga got mad because I posted a PR, but I think the nigga got mad because he used to always post like squat PRs on a Smith machine. And he used to post that shit all over Facebook. And one time I had said some shit, but I wasn't even directing it at him because people always was posting squat PRs on the Smith machine. Now, everybody knows that when you post, well, everybody knows squatting on a Smith machine ain't real squats. Like, it'll get you something, but it's not a real fucking PR. So I said on Facebook, anybody squatting on a fucking Smith machine, let me let you know right now, that's not real squats. Stop with the fake shit. I guess the nigga might have seen it and then came back to my post 2 years later on Instagram and got hot and said something about talking shit about Smith machine squats. And I guess the nigga think I couldn't squat heavy ass weight. Just because I don't got no giant ass horse legs doesn't mean I can't squat. I can still squat heavy ass weight. And then he said something about me being salty and being a hater. I don't know why he would say that. And I said, dude, I responded, arrogantly. And I said, I'm doing too well to be salty. And then he wrote back like, yeah, money don't make you authentic. Money don't make you be like, money ain't real success or some shit. I was like, I didn't even say nothing about money. I just said I was doing too well. That could have meant my immune system was up. That could have meant, I'm lifting weights. I'm living great as far as like my cognitive, my focus. I never said shit about money. But he thought I mentioned money. There was another guy that I knew ever since I was like 11 years old, right? Now we always had I was always an authentic guy. I would always want my friends to even though I didn't have shit, if I had an extra pair of pants or something or extra shoes and we was going somewhere, I'd make sure that you had it too. Fast forward, anytime this nigga got around somebody else, he would try to treat me like an outcast when we were teenagers and everything like that. He would try to treat me like some fucking outcast, like I was just, I was the old friend, oh, you old news, yeah, we've been friends for too long, I got this new nigga I'm kicking it with. You know how people try to, if you guys ever have friends where certain friends would try to shade you in front of newer friends because I guess maybe you're not cool anymore or some shit like that. Cause I didn't smoke weed and I didn't smoke cigarettes, so I guess I wasn't cool. So, after plenty of times of this dude fucking me over and us being back cool again, and then him fucking me over and us being back cool again, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward to what I am now. Or where I'm at now, because I'm not going to say what I am. I haven't reached the pinnacle. But, now, DT told me that one time he went to a party and his younger sister was there. And she was like, you still talk to such and such? He was like, yeah, that's the homie, blah, blah, blah. I ran out of room, this and that. She was like, isn't it weird? Because that nigga on some arrogant shit now. That nigga, he ain't the same no more. You see all the shit he be doing on the internet? He was just like, I see it, but you guys don't understand the half. She's like, I guess. And that same chick actually sent me a spread it pussy rubbing video. And because I opened it and didn't respond to it, I guess she felt the way and blocked me on Snap. She was rubbing her pink ass pussy on camera for I think it maybe in 2 snaps that was 60 seconds apiece. Now I opened it and I was shocked because all I remember her as being a little ass girl, and then she's a grown ass woman randomly sending me pussy spread rubbing videos. Now I opened it, was like, damn, this bitch. I was like, she really rubbing her goddamn. What? Obviously she a grown-ass woman now. But she sent me spread it pink pussy rubbing videos. Out of nowhere. Now, I'm not the type of nigga that gets horny off shit like that. I was just blown away. Why did she do this? I didn't act, just like the Blueface line, pussy pics in my DM, and I ain't even asked for those. I was just blown away. Nah, it wasn't DT's sister. He said he was at a party and it was the nigga's sister I'm telling you about. So fast forward, right? I get a DM from that same guy. Mind you, people in my past I have probably not seen for so many fucking years, so these niggas don't know this version of me. Everybody from my past,
probably still thinks I'm the same quiet ass nigga. You know, I always had this inner version of me that I am now in me the whole fucking time, but I just never brought it out. But fast forward, I think it was like a month ago. You know when you see somebody's message, but you don't open it on Instagram, you could just like kind of tap it and see what it says. He was just like, yeah, bro, like, he's like, that's fucked up, you treat me like a fan. That's fucked up, you treat me like a fan, I done hit you, you don't call me back. And remember, that's another thing I used to do. I used to call people on the phone, I used to check in on people. I used to be real, like, I used to be the type of person where I used to outreach to people a lot. But that shit died inside of me. Like, when you spend so many fucking years, like, overextending to people and you've been fucked over by so many people, just that flame inside of you dies. Like, I used to be like a real, like, nice, nurturing, like, caring, put everybody before me type of guy. But when you consistently have people fuck you over and over and over and over and over and over again, at first it starts off as disappointment. Then it transfers over to, wow, I can't believe they did this to me again. And then the more it happens, the more you just become alien-like. You know, your emotions start to disappear. You know what I'm saying? Like me, like I can't, it's impossible for me to be sad. I feel like I've been sad so many points in time in my life. I don't even know how to feel sad no more. I could fake it for a check. But I literally cannot cry. I cannot be sad. There's something about me that just can't show compassion. Like if somebody cries in front of me, I'm an alien. I don't know how to deal with it. Because I feel like everything's gone. Like all those typical human emotions that used to be inside of me is over. So I think people, like, they're so used to that version of me that would always call them and try to see what's good and make sure you're okay, and that shit doesn't exist anymore. So he hit me and was like, I didn't read the DM, I just like read it through there, I didn't even open it. He was just like, yeah bro, you treat me like a fan, we go way back. Like he's like I see you on that internet shit, but he was like, that's fucked up, you ain't contact me, blah blah blah. He's like, I'm a real nigga that's been knowing you for years, blah blah blah. Like, I know you outside of this internet shit. But the problem is, you don't. There's nobody from my past. I didn't tell you this before. This is a new story. I never told nobody this. You just saying that shit to try to be funny. You say you took a bow, so take a bow for 300 seconds, nigga. Go stand your bitch ass in the corner. So like when I see shit like that, I don't even know how to respond. I mean, I'm just not the same guy I used to be, man. Like I said, I've been through shit you niggas could never even fathom and guess. And you'll never find out. But just know I used to be a motherfucker that wore his heart on his sleeve 24/7. Put people before me 24/7. Give you my last. Fucking calling in, checking in. And I don't know, I don't feel shit no more. So if I get a DM like that, I just look at it like almost as if I'm an alien from a different planet that doesn't even understand human emotion. So that's just the way I am. So when I know niggas like saying like putting, you know, acting like I'm a sociopath and everything, but it has nothing to do with that. It's just like once you've used up all your motherfucking emotion, it disappears. For me, anyway.
Fast food reheated, low key. McDonald's burgers be fire reheated though. Shit, I'd rather starve than eat pot pies. I'll never forget one time. I think I was like 8 years old. We used to stay at these Belizean people's house because my mom, she was a single parent and shit like that. So I was a real picky kid. I would starve myself if I didn't get what I wanted to eat. So we're just chilling over there, you know, it's boring as fuck. I'm starving. I was a real quiet kid, so if I was hungry, I would be starving, but I would never tell you I was hungry. I'd like have to wait for you to offer me food. So I just couldn't handle it anymore. My stomach was killing me. I said, can I have, I said, what was her name? I think it might have been Jennifer or something. It was this older Belizean girl. I was like, Jennifer, can I have something to eat? She's like, we don't got nothing over here like that. She was like, all we got is peanut butter and jelly. She's like, you welcome to take that? Threw me the bread, put the peanut butter and jelly on the table. My sister dived for it. I didn't eat that shit. I starved myself until I got picked up. She's like, we ain't got no food, but we got peanut butter and jelly. I was like, Nah, it was like on some nasty ass bread with like some ghetto jelly and peanut butter. It was like one of those ghetto ass peanut butter and jellies. Yeah, when I was a kid, man, I was a fucking youth. I was so shy. I was so like. God, did I ever tell you the story about the gutter water? I probably did. Oh yeah. So alright, so I was a real quiet kid. It took me a very long time to come out of my shell. I was a real quiet kid. Growing up, I was always at a lot of different babysitters' houses because my mom was a single parent. So I was very shy. I wouldn't ask for shit. If I was hungry, I'd starve, all of that type of shit. I would just sit there and hold my stomach and hope that the babysitter would say something. So there's this one particular time in the summer I was so fucking thirsty. I'm gonna have to actually go back to that. I want to go back to that neighborhood to see what I'm about to talk about. It's very nostalgic in my head, so I could erase it. So there's this one particular time, it was in the summertime, I was so fucking thirsty and I was hot. So I was so quiet and so scared to ask for water. I went outside and I put my face in the gutter and started drinking the water. Reacted to Shredder? Nah, I didn't. Like I remember checking to see if it was clean, and I just put my face over the gutter like and just No, I think I had to be like 6, bro. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was so thirsty, but I was so embarrassed, and not embarrassed, I was such a quiet, mute kid. I just didn't like asking nobody for shit unless it was my mom. So I started guzzling up the gutter water. What it tastes like? Kind of like dirt and tap water, but at least I quenched my thirst. So if there's ever a Book of Eli type of post-apocalypse, I could definitely drink some dirty water. So yeah, of course, you never forget your first water. You also never forget your first ant. You guys ever put an ant in your mouth? That same house where I drank the gutter water, I also put an ant in my mouth because the bitch had ants. So I was sitting in a chair and I got up and there was ants on my arm. So I grabbed it and went, put it in my mouth. It was like a hot, fiery taste, and I spit it out. Yeah, I used to be on some demon time shit when I was a kid. Yeah, shit I would never do now. Like, I can't believe half the shit I used to do when I was a kid. I remember I built like there was like this triple duplex in LA we used to live in. It was like there was four of the duplex homes, or was it 3? No, there was a big house in the front. There was the landlord right there after the first big house. There was the next door neighbor, which was they were super ghetto. You go over their house, it just cause the girl used to braid hair. So you would go over their house, the carpet was embedded with box braid fucking weave, box braid hair. So anyways, you go to the next house, which was ours all the way at the end. So there was this big ass vast field before you get to the alley. And I remember, like, I used to be obsessed with, like, shit. Yeah, I used to be obsessed with, like, suburban lifestyle when I was a kid in LA. Obviously, I wasn't living in the suburbs. So, you know, you watch a lot of movies and shit like that, and you're just obsessed with suburban lifestyle. You know, fucking the Nickelodeon shit, how their rooms looked, and clubhouses. I was obsessed with clubhouses and tree houses. So I started taking all these pieces of wood that was buried under the, it was a bunch of wood buried under the dirt. And I kept going to the trash and grabbing pieces of metal and wood, and I built this big ass fortress, found some old dirty ass blankets, and just built shit with an iron board. I built a whole ghetto bum fortress. And I was just in there chilling. And the landlord knocked on the door. He was like, just son, make that thing back there. She was like, what did he make? He's like, come outside real quick. Go back out there. He's like, it looked like a motherfucking bum move out there. He's like, man, tell your son to take that shit down. So I have to go take all that shit down. Throw it away, and I have to dismantle my clubhouse. This motherfucker said, dude, I used to be obsessed with tree houses and fucking clubhouses when I was a kid. Yo, so much memories. Yo, I recently went to let me copy and paste this Franco, my bad. I recently went to that neighborhood again. You know what's crazy is I knew how to navigate the whole neighborhood as if I still lived there. It was crazy. I was like, yo, like I was, last time I was here, I was an actual child. And I just, you know, as soon as I seen 51st Street, I was like, okay, I remember everything. Then I started to get sad because when I seen that old neighborhood, nothing fucking changed. It was almost like I took a time machine to go back into the past. When I tell you that this block, literally nothing changed on the fucking block, dude, it was very, I call it painful nostalgia. I've been dying for years to go back to that block in LA, right? Because I had so many childhood memories. And when I finally seen it, I got sad. I seen it, and it's crazy. Like I said, it's crazy. I was able to navigate that area so easily. Hold on, let me put this shit right here. Abstract me. Hold on a sec. The thing I just don't like to be bit. There was this one time, there was this Cuban piece. You know, back when I used to clock in for jobs and shit like that. She like came up to me. She's like, "You're cute. Here's my number." I was shocked because, you know, at that point in time in my life, girls did not come up to me and try to talk to me like that. Unless it was like, you know, one of the EBT basket ones or something like that. So I was just like, all right, I'll take it. Take the number. Long story short, the first capade, doing what she does, she starts biting all over me. I grabbed the back of her fucking hair. I was like, I told you I don't like being bit. She just kept doing it. I don't like pain. Are we living in a dream? I'm flashing out my meat. Put it on niggas' heads. Should you smash your coworker? She had a boyfriend? Thank you for the 5, but remember, a choice like that, let's just say this. Imagine if you made a choice like that. Imagine if you fucked your coworker that has a boyfriend. Her boyfriend mysteriously finds out and smokes your ass. You survive, but now you're paralyzed. You got away with your life, but he popped you in the spine. Now you can't walk no more. Now your dick don't even work. See, it's certain things like that you got to take into equation when you make decisions. If something in your head is telling you to go left today when you think you should have went right, go left. It only takes one fucking mistake to fuck over your entire life. I would just say leave the tainted pussy alone. But hey, your decisions, bro. Go ahead and do them. I mean, I fucked plenty of chicks that had husbands and boyfriends, but I was unaware. They weren't just like, well, I got a husband, but you can fuck me. Well, hold on, actually. All right, but I just don't do that type of shit anymore. I used to have a chick. Well, she was my ex, but she had got married and had hella kids. But she was like low-key irresistible. And fat fucking titties, a fat fucking juicy ass that she had to like, you know, to get her ass like, you get what I'm saying?
And I looked at it as like, well, you cheated on me with this dude when we were teenagers, so now I'm gonna fuck you because that's your husband now. So of course I'm gonna accept that pussy. Cause that was get back for me. So yeah, I definitely fucked. She used to come over every Sunday and get banged. Threw it back, succulent top, creamy vag, creamy back shots. Yeah, I took that. Cause I wanted my get back. So I had reasoning for it. But you, I don't know your reasoning. Me, I had an excuse. Nigga, not only was it the Lord's Day, she used to sneak out from church to bang me. How she got away with it? I don't know. She used to drive the family van to church. Dead ass would leave in the middle of service to come get fucked. I remember one time she got mad at me because I wouldn't bust inside her. I was backshotting, creamy back shots, finished. She was like, she turned around, she was like, excuse me? She's like, what did you just do? She's like, did you just toast your strudel to me? I said, I mean, I don't want to bust in you because your situation. She was like, I'm on birth control. She was like, why did you pull out? She's like, don't ever fucking pull out again. I was like, all right. Okay. Damn. Get married one day? I don't know about that. Like, that is a fucking true story. True story like a motherfucker. I've never told one lie in this bitch about a past sexual encounter. I've never told one lie about a story. Nigga, I got stories for days. And then she wanted to stop fucking with me because she used to always see me in public with an individual that I used to be in a halfway relationship with. That shit broke her heart. I'm thinking like, don't you got like 3 kids and you was fucking me while you're married? Yeah, you get mad at me because you see me at Ulta with a chick that I was fucking with? Like, get the fuck out of here, man. The freakiest girl I've ever been with? You haven't paid me enough. The fuck? The thing is, chicks, they've always liked to get freaky with me because I'm sexy. I smell good all over. I'm desirable. I'm just a big peanut butter complexion stallion. So I've never even had to ask for a woman to try to eat my ass. They just try to attempt. Instantly go down, smell the goosh. They smelling deodorant, powder, all types of flavors, cologne, vintage scents. Go down there, instantly want to blow balls. Instantly want to double stack. See, a lot of you niggas got so much more. You'll probably never even fucking encounter that. That's what's sad. A lot of you guys will never get these gracious type of domes. You'll never get a chick. You just open up your phone, get a text message, I want to eat your ass. I'm like, what? You're never gonna get it. Now it's up to you to decline or say yes. But that's how you know when you're a sexy ass nigga. When a chick offers to eat your fucking ass. If you don't get an ass eating offer, you are not a sexy ass nigga. You are not the top level where women just want to eat your fucking ass. Carry yourself with bravado. And hey, you might get an ass eating offer. Not saying you got to do it. Right? But you might get that ass eating offer. Yup, AOL on a sidekick. I'm sorry, I was never able to experience that because my mom would never buy me a sidekick. But man, I was so jealous of the kids that had it. All the badass MySpace bitches had aim on sidekicks. I felt like such a lame without aim on a sidekick. Yo, AIM was like the original DMs. You said that's what pedos posted in chat? Shit, Dela Cruz used to put that shit all the time. Yo, Dela Cruz used to live on AIM. This fool stayed thought he was gonna be marrying bitches as a kid on AIM. This fool always was wifing up bitches on AIM. Yeah, those are goated times. I remember actually calling bitches through on AIM. I'll never forget when I fucked this one piece off AIM. She hopped on, was like, yeah. Open. I was like, what's up? What's good? So I was just chilling, blah, blah, blah. I was like, shit, you want to come through? She's like, all right, I'll come through. Smash. Pussy smelled like shrimp. I don't think I ever fucked. Nah, I never fucked again. They're straight sexting on AIM. Cause ain't nobody in this fucking chat is a millionaire. Nobody in this chat is a star. Like, that means all of our parents must have did something that wasn't, you know, there was flaws in all of our parents, clearly, to the point where none of us are millionaires yet. We got 500 niggas in here. Everybody had flawed parenting. No matter how good your childhood seemed, it was still flawed parenting. Yeah, of course our parents did their best, but was it really their best? I didn't even know about the credit system in high school until 10th grade. Nobody told me about credit. Nobody told me about high school credits. Like, I didn't know anything. Did we do our best? It starts with the parents, though. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, it's not too late for any of us. What I'm talking about is our parents. Did they really do their absolute fucking best? You know, you really think about it. I'm not blaming parenting. I'm just saying, like, to me, it's like, did your parents really do their fucking best? No. The answer is no. What they did was enough. What they did was enough to get us here. You know, we're alive. We're well. We got our SpaghettiOs. You know, our noodles. Our little home cooked meals. We had our Thanksgivings, our little birthday cakes. You know, we got that little shit. But was that the absolute best? Did they really, you know, try to perfect us as human beings? No. I remember I was very bad at math when I was a kid, right? You know, shit that I would laugh at now that I couldn't do. You know, addition, subtraction, division, all that easy ass shit. Algebra, everything, right? And it's not that I didn't, you know what? I'm not even gonna say I was bad at math. I just didn't want to do it. So what my mom did was, and I love my mom to death. I think she's a great mom. We get along excellent. Like, we could talk about anything. But I did get unnecessary ass whoopings. Now, I'm a kid, right? So if I'm a kid, right, I was a very quiet kid. So I wasn't outspoken. Like, this version of me right now is like the version of me I always wanted to be when I was a kid. So I couldn't just let it out. It was something inside of me. I was just a quiet, embarrassed kid or some shit. So she would try to explain the math to me and I just wouldn't get it. So my mom would go outside and get a switch. And I would get spanked and swatted with a switch because I couldn't. It's not that I couldn't figure out the math. It's just like when you instill fear in the wrong way with kids, it discombobulates their way of thinking. So it's just like, I got a lot of unnecessary ass whoopings. I'll never forget, right? I'll never forget. I snuck a Gameboy to school. Right? One of my teachers took it. Now, I had already pre-forged the signature to get the Gameboy back. I wrote a sloppy ass letter. I'm left-handed, so, you know, when I was a kid, my left-handed writing was trash unless I was writing cursive. Cause I went to private school, so, you know, I knew handwriting and shit. So, I already preemptively, that doesn't make sense. Let's just say this, I already pre-forged something already, right? That my mom didn't know about. So I lost the Game Boy. The teacher had it. I really wanted my Game Boy back. So I wrote a fake ass letter. The teacher gave me the Game Boy. Never called or nothing. There was like a progress report thing I didn't want my mom to know about. I forged that, gave it to the teacher because our parents had to sign it. My mom found out about the forging that I did for the progress report. She was like, all right, I'm not going to spank you. She's like, you do it again, I'm going to give you the worst whipping you ever had. I was like, okay. The teacher that I got the Game Boy back from, that I already had forged before, the one that, you know, because my mom said if I do it again, she was going to spank me. So the teacher randomly called a month later after she gave me the Game Boy back and ratted me out to my mom. So my mom thought that I did it again after she told me not to do it. So I was trying to explain to her. I was like, she's like, you're going to get the worst whip you ever had when I get home, blah, blah, blah. And I'm trying to explain to her like, Mom, I already did that before. I did that before. You told me if I did this again, that I was going to get the worst spanking of my life. So I'm trying to, you know, a parent's not going to listen to a child. So I'm sitting over here trying to explain to her that I already had forged it, but she just didn't find out about it. And the teacher called later and it made it seem like I double backed and did it twice. So my mom comes home and she has this wooden paddle. So, and mind you, like I said, I don't consider this shit abuse or anything like that, but I guess it was just her way of punishing me. So she tied me to all 4 bedposts with silk scarves. Cause we had, like, me and my sister had bunk beds when we got a little bit older. We unhooked the bunk beds and had, like, so they all had fake posts. I'm not lying. She tied me to all 4 bedposts with scarves, with silk scarves. And she swatted me with the paddle on my ass over and over and over and fucking over and over and over and over again. And as a full-fledged adult, I still remember getting my ass beat like that to this day. So when somebody says, do you agree with hitting your kids? No, I don't. It's not cap, dumbass nigga. I lived it. Matter of fact, I'ma ban you. I would never tell a fake story like that. So yeah, that was the worst ass whooping I ever had. I mean, I've got tons of ass whoopings growing up. Honestly, I don't really think that I ever did anything as a kid that deserved an ass whooping, because I wasn't a bad kid. Like if I look back and just think about things that I've done when I was a kid, I never did anything bad. I never stole. Well, I never got caught for stealing. I never said fuck you to teachers. I never was a troublemaker. I didn't cause any fights. I wasn't out here trying to commit robberies. Like, me personally, I never did anything to deserve getting my ass beat. Ever. So I always said, exactly, single black moms be doing the most. Facts. So I always said, when I have kids, there's no reason to put my hands on them. Like, I don't want you to come home and like think that as your parent it's okay for me to strike you. Like, there's no need. We could figure this shit out. But my mom is a sweetheart though. But it's just, I got the hardcore version of her. You know, when you're a certain age, your mind is not fully developed. So I got the hardcore version of my mom. You know, she thought disciplining me had to do with ass whoopings 24/7. And then the older I got, it wasn't no ass whoopings. It was just she would ground me and shit like that. Kids need to get whooped. I don't believe in that, bro. There's no reason. I don't think that there's any reason that I get beat with a switch. I just told you guys I got my ass whipped with switches. I remember there was one time where I did something at school or some shit. I think I might have got suspended for something stupid when I came out of private school and went to public. And my mom was like, you're gonna get it when you come home. So I took a bath for the longest fucking time. I was in a bathroom in there for a long time, and I was just trying to prolong it. I was hoping my mom would go to sleep or forget about it. So she comes in there while I'm in the tub and just starts whipping my ass with the switch ass naked, and I just had welts and shit all over me. So yeah, I got a lot of ass whoopings growing up, but I can't sit here and tell you I did some bad shit to deserve it. Guys, you ever grew up and went inside of a kid's house that had a room versus a kid's apartment that had a room? I'll never forget when I was like, I still remember the colors and everything. I think I was like, I might have been in first or second grade. And I don't know how my mom always knew these people with hella bread back then, but they lived in these ritzy ass parts of LA. If you Google 51st and Western, you'll see where the fuck I used to live when I was a kid, right? In LA. So I'll never forget, there was this, I don't remember the kid's name, but I remember the mom's name. The mom's name, I know it. So one day she's like, do you want to, she's like, you want to go over one of my girlfriend's houses? You know, like, yeah. So we go over her girlfriend's house, right? This neighborhood, it looked like something out of a movie. It looked like something they record a movie. It was like an upscale neighborhood. You go inside the house, the cabinets were painted these weird colors. The decor looked all futuristic. I went inside this kid's bedroom. It looked like something out of a goddamn Three Ninjas movie. The dude had this colorful bed shit, all these toys. I was like, it's totally different than being a kid that had to share a room for a particular point in time in your life. Obviously, when we got teenagers, my mom got a 3-bedroom, but it's a big difference from a kid that grows up in a home versus a kid that grows up in an apartment. Jordan 15 retro Billie Eilish. That's a women colorway, right? It's a woman's colorway. But I had a pair of 15s. I'll never forget when, because I always got everything late. So I wanted the 16s. The 16s were when it had that like shit you could take off the face, right? What the fuck did the Jordan 16s look like? It was the shit where you take the shit off. You could take the face off of the shoe, right? Hold on, let me Google it real quick. Alright, so the 16s, I still want a black pair to this fucking day. To me, that's one of the swaggiest J's ever. Is the black and red 16s. Those motherfuckers are fire. I still want them. Man, you can't even get these motherfuckers on StockX. Let's see. Yeah, they have them here. You could get them for like $5.90, but there's no telling what an 08 pair even looks like. Yeah, I ain't buying no fucking 08 16s, but so the 15s, somebody asked what I think about the Billie Eilish 15s. So I'll never forget when the 16s came out. Of course, my mom wouldn't buy them for me. So she told me I can get the 15s instead. So I went to school, and this was like, what was my first pair of Jordans? My first pair of Jordans was 15s. Those are my very first pair of J's. Hold on, I gotta chew some gum. I gotta open up my size. And my first pair of J's were a pair of 15s, the blue and white ones. So I remember I went to school, I was like, yeah. I was so fucking excited. You don't understand, like, being a black kid in school when all the niggas are wearing Jordans and you just didn't have no hot kicks. Hold on. And you were finally gonna get a pair of J's. I'm telling you, I was so excited. I went to school, telling my friends. I said, yeah, I got the new J's. I'm wearing them tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. Like, all right, for sure. Like, oh, you finally got some J's? All right, haha. Yeah, because I know you don't be wearing shit like that. You know? Came to school with the J's. Thought I was stunting. Because I didn't really know the numbers back then. I just knew new J's came out. So I go, I'm walking to the school, like, you know, I'm like, what? You know, didn't know myself, obviously. I was a kid, like, walking, I thought I was sick. I had on a white collared shirt, some baggy ass, like some baggy ass navy blue pants to match the fucking blue on the 15s. Couldn't wait to show my fucking friends. Walk over there. I was like, yeah, all right, so what you guys think? They all looked at each other and started laughing like, oh, it was like, oh shit. They said, they was like, I thought you said you got the new J's. I was like, I did get the new J's. They're like, nah, nigga, you got the J's that came out last time. You don't got the new J's, nigga. Those are the 15s. And I'm just like, I just felt like shit. Yeah, man. I know shit I be telling you guys sound like a movie, but I swear all of my stories are real. Yeah, Team Jordans, I do not to fuck with that. Man, those 15s, I wore them so much, the bottoms started wearing out. I think I finally threw them away like a few years ago. I did not want to throw those shoes away, but I fucked them up so bad. Cause me, I would only get one pair of shoes a year. So when you're wearing one pair of shoes for an entire year, you're gonna fuck them up. Like, and plus I was doing a lot of walking. Like, I didn't have the type of, you know, parents that would pick me up from school and shit. I was a walking kid. So yeah, I had to walk. I didn't catch buses. I didn't get bus fare from my mom. I had to walk. So I ran down those 15s into the fucking ground. So one day I'll buy another pair of 15s if I feel like it and just never wear them. Just because that was my first Jordan ever. My first Jordan was 15s. I skipped the 16s and 17s. And I bought a pair of 18s. The black and royal blue. Remember the 18s with we could pull the front flap down? Yep. I would just buy them and never rock them. Just on, yep, some sentimental type shit. But yeah, I think, yeah, first pair of J's 15, second pair was a pair of 18s. I still got those 18s, by the way.